Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chair Yoga. So this is the week in our country where we celebrate Independence Day. As I am broadcasting this live, it is Monday, the 30th of June. But, at the end of the week, we're going to celebrate the 4th of July. And with the 4th of July often comes fireworks. So we'll start our transitional process with a fiery breath. This is called the breath of fire. So let's get situated in our chair. Make sure you're far enough forward on the chair that you're not into maybe the pit of your chair or you're too close to the backrest. You know what I'm talking about, up close to the front edge, and use your block between your legs so you can feel stabilized by that, well positioned, well aligned. Make sure you really feel connected to the floor. So your feet, I say kind of push your hands into your thighs so you're just taking in the awareness of the full extension of your legs right down to the surface of your feet. Make sure you're all caught up on your breath. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to begin this one with fingers touching here at the shoulders, just a light touch. And it goes like this. Rather than say left and right, I'm going to say this side, that side, this side, that side kind of thing. So you'll inhale on this side and then you'll exhale on the other side. So it goes like that. It's a turn, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then we're going to take a pause and switch it to inhale over here and switch it to exhale over here. Okay. Here's kind of the pace I'm using. It's kind of like inhale, exhale, in, but you're there to doing your own business. So you might change that up. So here we go. Called the breath of fire. Inhale, exhale. I say inhale through your nose, exhale out of your mouth with a just quick blow. You can do it however you want, but definitely I want you to inhale through your nose. Inhale, exhale. A few more. Let's come back to center. Take a pause. Start your inhale on the other side now. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You just switch sides, just the way you're facing. This comes from the Kundalini practice, Kundalini tradition, I should say. Really warms up the body. This is a breath of fire. We got our own internal fireworks going on. Couple more. And come back to center and relax your arms all the way down. Any movement you need, any reset of the body now, this is what you'll do. We're going to finish that up with a traditional Nadi Shodna. That's where we switch our breath from one nostril to the other. And oftentimes what you've seen us do, what we've done in practice is we'll stay inhaling on one side, exhaling on the other. We stay with that pattern, inhale one side, exhale. This time we're going to switch every darn time. And I would encourage you to use the mudra, the hand position. The thumb is what's plugging your nose, and your ring finger is what you use to plug the nostril. So here's all you need to remember. Every time you breathe in, it's going to be from the other. You're going to switch inhale. The inhale is going to come from each side of the nostril alternately. It'll go like that. What I do for myself is when it's time to exhale, then that means I'm going to switch my plugs. So let me coach you through a couple breaths. Let's plug the right side. Inhale left. Plug the left. Exhale right. Stay here. Inhale right. Exhale left. Stay here. Inhale left. Plug. Exhale right. So every time it's time to exhale, that means you got to change the plug. Okay? Give it a go. Don't sweat it. If it's not working for you, create something that does. Stay with it. I'm going to talk a little bit, but stay with it. So we're just balancing the left side, right side of the body alternately. Just using this alternate nostril breathing, this very traditional method of doing it by changing the nostril we're breathing out from and then in. So you're just changing it with each and every breath. Good deal. Exhale completely. Let's release that hand position now. I want you to shrug and release, shrug and release. Turn yourself a little bit side to side. Whoops. Block is between the legs. Turn hands open now on your lap. Take a moment to set your intention. Sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, deepen the breath. Sit with yourself. Sit with yourself a moment. What do you need from yoga? If this week, this pending holiday week, has a lot of emotion attached to it for you, but just give yourself a moment to visit that. Remember, we're trying to be well aligned in our body. So we pay attention to how we're holding ourselves. Shoulders, that whole shoulder carriage should be stacked right above your hips. The pelvic bowl. Shoulders are lined up right on top of that. That's how you're aligned. So you're not too far forward. You're not kind of crooked. You're balanced front to back. Setting our intention. My intention starts always with what needs to be said is said. What needs to be heard is heard. What needs to be released is released. And what needs to be embraced is embraced. Let's flutter the eyes open, get used to the light now. Just raise up your arms. No bend in the elbow. Get your arms as close to your head as you can. Push your feet to the floor so it feels to you like a way to do a full body stretch. This could be done laying on your back on the floor. It could be done standing up, but we're doing it sitting in this chair, and we can still find the effect of this full body stretch. Now relax around your neck. Soften that up. Let's take our inhale together up here. Exhale is coming on down. Arms stay real close to the chair. This is the vinyasa of this movement. Inhale is up. Exhale is swinging those arms down alongside the frame. Inhale up. Exhale down. And it feels like you're really trying to stretch through this. You don't loosen up and kind of just, you keep yourself strong and intentional about the full body stretch idea. Soften the mouth. Make sure you don't have your tongue all pushing into your teeth or anything like that. Soften that tongue. We're going to switch now so it's alternating with each one. So it's kind of a flow. We don't have both arms up at the same time ever. We're just switching it and flowing with that and finding a connection to the breath. Inhale, exhale. You're finding a connection, movement, and breath. Your pace. Excellent. Let's get both arms up. Inhale here, exhale, open your heart. So we bend into like the W shape of the arms. Can you feel some movement in your shoulder blades now? Opening the heart, that just requires you to get some movement in those shoulder blades. So you're pulling your shoulder blades towards center. Any amount, even if it feels very little to you and you think that's not very much. No, it's working. That's working for you. Inhale up, open the heart on your exhale. Think about that. That's what we're intentionally doing, opening our heart and all that might mean. Open the heart. Now, when you inhale, you open up into that T. Stretch your hands open. You're not already doing that. You want to stretch your fingers apart, stretch through the palm of your hand. Take a look from one side to the other. Look around. This is all about, this is the posture we most often use to just find our way into how's our neck doing today? How's that? So you got to stay with it. If you find that you need to kind of loosen up on one side, work it out. That's why we're here. We're going to work it out a little bit by moving, circling, whatever you need. Excellent. Let's come back to center. Palms will be together overhead. Inhale. Exhale, bow at your own heart. Inhale up. Exhale, a big backstroke to come out. Now land your hands on your kneecaps so your arms are straight and you've got your hands on your kneecap and your shoulders are still stacked above your hips. I want you to practice the cat pose. So you're going to pull the belly in and round through the back body, squeeze the heck out of that block so we can use the Bandha breath way. We're going to find our way to squeeze in and up through the Mula Bandha. Remember that? This is how we strengthen the perineum. So I want you to get really good at that. So every time we do cat pose, you know right where to go with that. Squeezing in and up. Arms stay straight, so it keeps your shoulders in a line with your pelvis. Trying to find a C-shaped curve of the back body. Good, let's practice our cow pose now. Arms will be alongside the frame of the chair. Arch your back, arch it so your chest is really, your chest bone is extending out and you can feel how you just created this big old arch in the back, just this swooping arch. Again, shoulder blades are a good indicator. What are your shoulder blades doing? They're drawing towards center. If you're doing it well and doing it right, that's how they are felt in this cow pose. You know this one well. We're going to move that into our vinyasa now that we've practiced both parts of it. When it's time for your exhale, come into that cat, but use that Mula Bandha. So that might mean you have a longer exhale because you need extra time there to engage. But don't skip it. I just really encourage you not to skip that part. Use the Mula Bandha. Squeeze that block. Tone your perineum. It's good yoga and it's good for you. It strengthens the core. Keep going. We need several of these, don't we? It takes repetition to for the body to really register the difference, really get the hang of what's going on and what we're moving and toning and strengthening. Last time through both of the poses. We'll come back to neutral. I want you to put the block under the chair for now and take a wide angle. Heels kind of in, toes out. You might find as we get into what we're, the particular movement I'm looking for right now, that you have to reposition. So be aware that as we get set up, like, oh, I should have gone wider. You always want to just give yourself permission to make those adjustments. So cross over. So you don't have the same hand, your hand on the same side of you. You've crossed over, hold on to your kneecap. Now here's the rules of today's game. The other hand doesn't get to touch the chair. It's going to have, you can use it to push into your body. It can be up in the air, but we're not going to use the chair for support. We're going to hold on with our hand on our knee, nice and tall. Let's start by getting both hands. So the other hand is pressing into the thigh. So I've got both hands on this leg. Sit up real tall, push your feet to the floor. One of the things that might happen is that other knee, that other side, it starts to wander down towards center. So your efforting is that you're going to have to stabilize that so it stays where it's supposed to. So both hands are on this side. We're lifting up, lengthening, breathing. Now balancing your pelvis left to right. You're trying to make sure you're not pushing all your body weight on one side or the other. So see if you can balance in your pelvis. That's our first order, our first part of the game, if you will. And then that other hand, Because we got one hand on the kneecap. That's just going to stay put the whole time. Wrap it around behind your back where the back of your hand is pressing into your back body. Maybe you can wrap yourself all the way around. You're got one hand that's pretty much touching that other thigh. So pull that shoulder blade back, that upper shoulder area too, but also the shoulder blade is pulling back. Let's try that one. That's our step 2 of the game. Remember to give yourself a full exhale, because that's when your body really starts to absorb what's going on, can make an effective change. Last step is lifting. So somehow you're going to get that other arm up in the air, and I don't care where it goes in the air. I want you to play with that. Create something for yourself. Straight up, lifting up. Maybe you sort of bend away from center. So you play and create something here. But the rules are you can't get that hand on your chair. Push your feet to the floor. Finish every breath all the way out. We're going to go back where we came, where we've got that arm wrapped around us. We just need one breath there. Then when it's time to move, we've got our hand on our thigh, back to the first step, and we'll come all the way out of that. Realign now. So any kind of movement you need to do to get your body to adjust itself here, let's do that. So side 2, cross over, get a hold of your kneecap, balance in your pelvis. This hand is just resting on the thigh. We're not going to let it go to the chair. We've got something else in mind here. So holding on to the kneecap. Now, I just got to speak up about this. When I was turning the other way, it was very easy to access. I had this side, I don't. I'm tight in the QL, so it is different over here. Balance in your pelvis. Okay, now get your arm to wrap around. Wrap around, so just the other side, of course. Pulling your shoulder back, pulling your shoulder blade back. Press that backhand into your body. It's great leveraging. Now deepen the breath so you can feel your exhale every time. The standing leg is the leg you're not really working on. That's got to keep open. Don't let it drop toward the center. Keep it open. We're going to go airborne now. That back arm is going to lift up or out and around. You're going to create something for yourself here. Looking for sensation. What's the body need? What's a good stretch? Full breath in, full breath going out. Hear your breath. Listen for your breath so you know you're exhaling completely. We're going back to the wrapped arm round behind. And then back with both hands on that thigh. And we'll come back out of it. Now let's circle that out. Get some movement in your pelvis as a tuck and tilt. So when you're coming back, tuck the tilt and then tilt. So you can do a little cat-cow here with your circular movement. Tuck and tilt. See if you can find that movement in your pelvis. Tilt, tuck when you're coming back. That's it. Change the direction now. Get a little movement of the pelvis. You can do it. It's not major, but it's really important. It's really valuable. Excellent. Let's hold on to the chair now. Get a hold. And we're going to take that big step over and back. Stay with the same leg doing it, the stepping. And I want you to jump. I mean, you're going to try. That's your efforting. That's your personal challenges that you're trying to really leap over there. So it's more work. You're giving yourself more of a challenge. More muscle is got to tune in to help you here. Let's hold it now. So both legs are together. Draw your feet close to your chair leg. So you're centered. You haven't changed your focus on the upper body. It's still oriented to the center, but the legs are not oriented to the center. They're in a diagonal line here. So squeeze those thighs. And now we come into a nice twist that we're very familiar with. So legs go one way, our upper body goes the other way. And yes, you can use the chair, or maybe you kind of like that idea of challenging yourself and not using the chair, go for it. We got to breathe all the way in and all the way out. Wait for that breath. Wait for that exhale. Let's unwind our head and then our arms and shoulders, and then we'll go back to holding to the chair. Take that step back. Now, if there's still a reset your body needs before we go to the other side, you want to take it. So we're going to move that other leg in the very same fashion. It's a big leap. The distance you create, how wide you spread your legs apart, all that's part of your own personal challenge. Just notice your breath. When are you exhaling? Just try to notice, when does that happen? It's really good for the mobility throughout the whole hip section, and it's great for your low back. Okay, bring your legs together, squeeze them in, make sure your feet are real close toward that chair leg over there. Balance in your pelvis a little bit, and let's twist. Should be twisting the other way. Vertical spine. Lift up your chest. Full breath in, full breath out. Unwind just the head. Keep breathing. Then the shoulders and the arms, and then both feet are in a wide open place. Squirm around, reset the body. Let's take a forward fold all the way down between your legs. See if you can get your shoulders in between your thighs. And then I want you to squeeze into those shoulders. Once you've got yourself down there, squeeze in towards your shoulders, and your shoulders will push right back. So you're going to feel a little dynamic tension between your upper arms / shoulders and your inner thighs. So get a little dynamic tension going on. You're squeezing in towards your arms, and your arms are not having it. They're pushing right back. Surrender the weight of your heavy head. And now count a few breaths for me. Count out 3 breaths in and out. Get that little dynamic tension going. When you finish your breaths, one hand at a time, we'll jump up to your thighs, squeeze your elbows in towards your waistline, meet me halfway. We're going to spread our arms away like wings might be, so you feel your body weight is entirely held right now by your thighs or by the strength of your legs, however it is you would vocalize that, but your legs are holding your body weight up. Now imagine you're trying to lift yourself off the chair seat. Can you feel that? You're using your Mula Bandha. Got to keep breathing though. Inhale all the way up, palms will be together. Exhale, let's bow. Up and all the way down. Let's get our legs now hips distance apart. So you've got some space between your feet, space between your thighs. Let's do a little strong, straight arm, straight leg movement. So starts here with that big lift. Exhale is a straight leg kicking out. This is a pace that you're going to determine, but it is associated with your breath. Inhale, exhale, kick. Inhale, lift up, exhale, kick. You could challenge yourself to a very quick movement, very fast breath, a breath of fire, you could call it. Or you could just take your time with it. Both good. Both are very good. Straight arms, straight leg, vinyasa style. Last time, but kind of even it out. You feel like both legs got to kick. Inhale like that. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, open the heart. W-shaped arms. And up. Now when those elbows bend, let's just keep them kind of at armpit height. We'll use these like little, I don't know, a little bracket here of support as we come open and close. So we're going to open it like that, close it up. So you really feel connected, like you're really going to bring your elbows and forearms together. You can feel that connection. Can you feel movement in your shoulder blades? Mm-hmm. When you're bringing, let's meet with the palms together and the forearms together, elbows are together. Notice what your shoulder blades have done. See, they spread apart here. Let's try it again where we can feel them going closer together, and then they spread apart as you bring your arms a little closer. Let's get that a little bigger now. Arms wide, like this is like eagle wings. Let's open up and close that with a roundness of the back, like the cat pose. Open, close, use the roundness of your back. Yeah, if you're wondering, could I use my Mula Bandha, the breath like that? Of course, of course. Open and close. Meet me in that open place, and then very slowly bring your arms alongside the frame of the chair, noticing the experience of letting go in your body, the felt experience of letting go. We would be good. It would be a great tool, a great, what's the word would come to me? Skill, if we could remind ourselves what letting go feels like, because there's a lot of times just in our daily life that's all that's required is for us to just let it go. All right, we're going to create these L-shaped arms. So both arms are in the same shape. One's behind you, one's in front. You come out and you're like in the scarecrow, and then you switch. Now, what I really want you to do is use words. So when your left arm's in front, you're saying to yourself left, and then right, because you're switching arms. I want you to do it. It's going to help. So whatever arm's in front, you say that to yourself, that is right or left. So you'll get the hang of that. Scarecrow's what's in the middle. Okay, now I want you to turn your head. When your arm's in front, so if you're on right, then you turn your head right. If you're on left, you turn. So it's easy. You've already coached yourself. I said the word right, so that means I turn right. So you got it? If you're finding trouble with that, I'll bet you're not saying the words, you're not paying attention, because your head just has to turn what the word you're speaking to yourself. That's all there is to it. A couple more now, see if you can get the hang of it. And for those of you that this is simple, easy peasy, well, then you've just got to have a little easy peasy part of this. That's great. It's not true for everybody. We're going to meet in the scarecrow. So we've got the bent elbows, fingers down. I want you to just lift the hands up and then back down. Just a little tricep work. And down. All right, we're going to come to standing now. I want you to just get yourself up out of that chair any way you want. You know, my favorite is to lift the feet up and then bounce yourself up any way you want. Do it a few times. Practice getting up and down. We are going to want our block once we arrive in our standing position. We're going to use it to put between our lower legs. Make sure your feet are straight. Squeeze into the block. Squeezing shins in allows your femur bones, your thigh bones to open a little wider. It's little, but it's significant. So squeeze in, shins in, allows thighs out. All right, pull in the belly wall. We got to soften the knees. So unlock them. Let's find mountain pose. Arms are right alongside the body, palms face forward. I encourage you to close your eyes if you can. When you close your eyes, lift your toes up off the floor. Just hold that for a minute, like you're spreading your toes apart. You're feeling your feet very differently now, lifting those toes up. Don't hold your breath. Let your toes land back on the floor. Feel the strength of your feet, the strength of your ankles. Move that awareness into the strength of your calves and your shins. Become aware of the strength of your knees, the strength of your thighs, and those strong, long bones. It's the longest bone in the body. Up into the belly wall. Think Mula Bandha. Think about how you're strengthening and toning because you're aware of how to do it. You know, you can do it anytime you want. Feel spaciousness through the chest cavity. Think of it as through the clavicle or the collarbone, that you're wide open through the collarbone there. Now that's kind of been a front body awareness. Now see if you can breathe through the backside of your lungs. So just a little imagination here and intention so that the breath awareness is that you're using the backside of your lungs. Good job, everybody. Let's open the eyes. Inhale with me, palms will be together. Exhale, we're bowing at our heart. Inhale up and exhale, take that big backstroke to come out. I think you can lose the block. I'm going to put it completely out of my way. You could maybe tuck it. And let's do just some movement. I'm just going to position the chair in a neutral position so I could use it if I needed it. It's right there. You might say, I don't think I'll need it as we get going. You could just position yourself a little different. So I want you to swing your arms and use the bicep strength. So that is the arms just swing, and then you're going to squeeze into a fist while you bend your elbows and pull in. So that's the movement. So get the arms first. And then I want you to add a step, a pattern. Stepping forward when your elbows are bent and just stay with the same leg. That might be your first pattern. Switch to the other step. So the other leg is doing a step. Now, you know, this is what we're doing. We're going to try to use the swinging of the arms, the strengthening of the biceps. And with that, we're going to add steps. So you could just start kind of doing, I'll do 2, and then I'll do 2 on the other side. So that's it. It's always a squeeze of the elbows. I mean, it's bend of the elbow and a squeeze of the fist while you're stepping. Because I just did it wrong, so I had to correct that. Of course, it don't matter, but that's the pattern we're trying to form. Mind over matter here, mind-body connection. A couple more steps, your own pattern. Last one, even it up so it feels like you've kind of done the same number of steps on each side. Let's shake that out. Kick your legs a bit, a real kick. Arms are shaken out. Take a wide angle with your feet and see if you can just move from side to side with your arms kind of flip-flopping. Remember, you've got to take care of your knee. So you're going to lift one heel up. When you do this, just notice the natural inclination for one heel to lift up. Encourage that. You want that to happen. Good. All right. So now we're reset. Let's do some side body stretching. Make that fist again so you got your bicep engaged. And we're going to start by lifting up. I know, let's try that it's right in front. First is just bent knee comes to meet the elbow. So you could go, you want a lot of movement. Okay, there's a way to really get some movement here. But then we want to get the side body. So we're going to move the knee out. So now as we take that, we've got our knee in an external rotation. We got our hip in an external rotation, I should say. Find a pattern. Maybe you're going to say, well, I kind of like the front one. That was good. And I don't really necessarily want to reach for the ceiling. Maybe I'll just keep it. So all of that's up to you. Let's just work it out. Get some work going here. Strengthening. Let's everybody meet with the external rotation. Get that foot out there. And let's just do a nice side stretch here. So I kind of have my foot pointing in that direction. And then I want you to just stretch. So the whole side body is stretching. It's like you want your rib cage to lift up toward the ceiling over there under your arm, your armpit. Excellent. Let's swing that arm to come out of it. Any reset your body needs to do. I'm going to move my chair. That's not necessary for everybody, I suppose. So the other side. You can start with that. Maybe it's a big stretch. Maybe you're doing it without the support of the chair. It's completely core strength holding you. Try that external rotation so the knee goes wide. Now the touch is a little different. It's over there on the side. And again, you can use maybe, I'm going to use the chair again. So finding your own workout. Do both. I'm going to encourage you to do both the knee right out in front and the one in this externally rotated, because that really is very thorough in terms of the strengthening of the core muscles, the abdominal wall, I should say. All right, let's try that big stretch. Step that out. Big stretch and bend. Straight arm over your head. Arm right past your ear, if possible. Rib cage lifting toward the ceiling. Find your breath in and out. Excellent. Let's swing that all down. And again, shake that out. Let's try an L-shaped stretch. This is also called an extended forward fold. So you got your arms extended right past your ears. Remember, the distance between your hands matches the distance between your feet. Try to straighten through your legs. Use your thigh bones, use those femur bones to pull back toward the wall behind you. And then by doing so, it's going to straighten out the bend of the knee a little bit. Tuck your chin in towards your throat. Start walking toward the chair. Once you arrive there, just strike your pose. Come into your mountain pose, waiting for your body to adjust from that, inversion a bit. And when we do it again, this time we're going to do the version of it that allows a one-legged balance. Doesn't matter to me which one you set up to be the standing leg, but get the other leg airborne. Either it's just floating off the floor an inch or two, or you're trying to extend it straight back behind you at the level of your hips. For those of you who are familiar with some of these traditional yoga poses, we are in Warrior 3. Take that foot back to the floor. I'm going to encourage you to take a little breather in between before you switch legs, but I definitely want you to try it for the other leg as well. Maybe you're getting caught up with your breath. You're making sure your blood pressure has adjusted. And then try side 2. So you set up your new standing leg and extend that back leg up as much as you need it to. Do try to point your toe and your kneecap down toward the floor below, not off to the side somewhere. It's just going to be a little more safe, a little safer for your knee. A little better alignment in the hips as well. Find your breath now. Notice where you're breathing. Notice that you're breathing. And we're going to come out of that. So start to get both feet back to the floor. Take your time. Come back up. One more hip opener. I'm going to encourage you to be at the side of your chair where your seat is. And this starts with the tabletop. That means your hands are going to be, and your shoulders are right over your hands. So you're close to the chair. You're not extended back like we do on down dog. So this looks like, they often call this the fire hydrant, where you're bending your knee like a dog would do. And then that knee is circling around. You decide how many of those circles you're going to make. I think you want to encourage both ways, circle it both ways. Both feet to the floor. Take a pause, open your feet. Take a pause. Now we're going to do a little squat. Tailbone drops. Then come up, shift your body weight, get your butt back, so your knees aren't complaining. And let's do that fire hydrant on the other side. So you're in your tabletop. You've got your bent knee now on the other leg, circling around. Change the direction. Both feet to the floor. Bend your knees. Let's release the chair and come up one vertebrae at a time. Keep your chin down. Keep your head down. One vertebrae at a time as we bring ourselves back to standing. Finally, we're in our mountain pose. I want you to imagine you got that block between your lower legs so you can squeeze shins in, which allows the femur bones, the thigh bones to move out. Shins in, thighs out. Can you bring your awareness now into that floor of the pelvis? Excellent. Okay, let's have a little fun with our balance pose. Imagine that you're standing at the center of a clock. So your floor now, you're imagining that's the face of a clock, 12 o'clock in front of you, 6 o'clock behind you. Get the idea, where's your, and then balance now. So if you need to have your chair positioned in a way that you could always touch it and grab it, you'll have that. Otherwise, you're trying to balance. This is the whole idea. As we point our right foot, point your right foot toward 12 o'clock. I was going to try to mirror this and try to show, look, it's not going to work for me. So you're going to have to just figure out, we've got our right foot pointing toward 12 o'clock. Take your right foot and point it toward 6 o'clock. Right foot or toes are pointing toward 3 o'clock. Now, without putting your foot down, can you move it back over to 1 o'clock? And now 5 o'clock. Both feet to the floor, a little shimmy. We're going to switch legs. Left foot now is a straight leg, pretty straight leg, pointing toward 12. Pointing toward 6. Outward would be 9 o'clock over there. And then just stay with it. You're going to say, oh, what about 11 o'clock? What about 7 o'clock? Back to 12 o'clock. Woo. And both feet to the floor. Good deal. Shake that out. If you're aligned with your chair like I've got it with a high side, let's try one last stretch here. Stretch it way back. This time I want you to get a wider stance so you can really wag your tail. You're intentionally moving your hips side to side, feeling how your body weight shifts from one leg to the other. Wag your tail. Get your hips to really move. Option here is a full forward fold. So you let go of the chair, you hang like a rag doll. Now that's not suitable for everybody. So you decide if a full forward fold is something you can do today and want to. Keep your eyes open. Upper body is just hanging like a rag doll. Feel your body weight into those strong feet, those strong ankles. Feel your toes. Let's get our hands on our shins so we're right below our kneecaps and we're lifting ourselves up halfway. Pull your chin in towards your throat a little bit, creating now this L shape of your body without any support of the chair. How about that? Soften those knees a bit. Now as you come up all the way to standing, you're going to go slowly, sort of one vertebrae at a time. Remember, anytime you find yourself going from low to high, down to up, and you get a little lightheaded, drop your chin towards your throat and take a pause and let your body's blood pressure adjust. All right. Let's come back to seated. Let's just move through the head and neck a little bit, dropping your chin to your chest and drawing a circle with that. Stay with the same circle for three of them, at least three of them. Same circle. Noticing, breathing through that. And when you drop your chin towards your chest again, that's the signal to change the direction of the circle. Pay attention to it now. Go the other way, feel it, notice. Don't hold your breath. As big a circle as you are able with the range of motion you've discovered. You're drawing as big a circle as you can. Make sure you've done at least 3 circles. You could always do more. Good. And let's bring our head back to its neutral position. Now, ear towards shoulder, ear towards shoulder. Now, the shoulder that you're leaning toward, that arm is going to just come up to the top of the head or to the side. I got it kind of more closer to my ear. Don't pull it though, just let it land there so you've got more weight. And that gives you more stretch. And the other way you can get more stretch is now your other arm either just drops to the side of the chair, it's no longer in your lap, or you even kind of float it away from your body a little bit. Let's find the breath. We're going to take that top hand off the head and then slowly get your head back to its neutral position. Let's do some shoulder rolls in between now. Just any movement your head and neck just want to do, your body's always communicating that to you. And then we'll do side 2. We're going to just start by tilting the head, ear towards shoulder. And that same side, the side that we're leaning toward, that arm, yep, it comes up. Just gets a little more weight, so it's a little more of a stretch. You could stay right here, or you could let the other arm even more as it either floats alongside the chair or kind of out and away from the chair a bit. Find your breath. This has to be done in a very surrendered way. Really allowing is the whole nature of this one. Let's take that top arm off. Head starts to come back to neutral. Hands are back at the lap. And we're doing some shoulder rolls or squeezing up and back, releasing. So any movement like that probably be very helpful. All right, it's time now to set up for our meditation. So we want to get into Shavasana. So I want you to find your comfortable way to sit, way into the chair, way into your backrest. Maybe you're going to get a second chair so you can elevate your feet. Some of you, I hope, are, where you could even lay down on your sofa. In any way that gives you lots and lots of support. Very restful, very, very restful. Good time to hydrate. You start to appreciate your support, right? You start to really appreciate the chair or, the recliner, whatever it is you happen to have. You just really allow it to be a part of your experience and you welcome it, you appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. We're really glad to have it. Smooth out your breath. Now close your eyes as soon as you're comfortable with that. I'll bet you most of you are there already. Smooth out your breath. And remember, in our journey of meditation, we're at the level, and will be for quite some time, where relaxation is the name of the game. We know that we can't really find any kind of deep meditative state of mind unless the body is fully relaxed, trusting and relaxing the whole body. That's kind of what our mind requires of us to make sure it's safe, make sure that everybody's okay, it's all safe. You come into this very, very restful state to begin with. Feel the softening of your belly, the softening of your hands. If there's part of your body that you just always seem to hold tight, it's always kind of tight. I hold a lot of stress there. I hear that comment made often. So go to that part and just see if you can get a layer or two to surrender. It's just protecting you. It's just this body's way of protecting you, but we can sort of override that with our loving awareness to it. No judgment, not criticizing our habit, but inviting it to soften and rest along with the rest of you. Fully relaxed. No tension in the mouth. So your teeth aren't clenched, your tongue is soft. The facial muscles feel very soft. And we're going to start this point-to-point reference of the breath. That the inhale feels like it's happening in the center of your head. You can just feel the expansion of that inhale and you're noticing it like it's coming from there. And let the exhale find its way all the way down to the soles of your feet. Pull the inhale back from the soles of the feet up to the center of the head. And then back you'll go, descending to the soles of your feet as you exhale. So it's a very long, full body experience of the breath. And try to be deep within that this image that you've created is not on the skin, it's not on the outside of you or even the backside of you. It's deep within the body. I'll do some counting for us. Stay with this one. Full length of the body. Your next inhale then at the center of your head. Let that exhale now go down to your knees, just all the way to your knees, not all the way down to the feet. And just this time, you've shortened it up. The breath can still be long and very intentional. We just have two different locations in the body or a different location in the body to bring a loving awareness to. And I think that's a beautiful reference we could create for ourselves, is that we're trying to sit with ourselves, trying to make our own acquaintance. So we're going to be very thorough in our scanning of the body, spending a little time now in the knees, back up through to the top, to the center of the head, and then down into our knees, which we so rely on. Nice, soft and relaxed face. Point-to-point reference of the breath. On your next inhale, we'll be there. The exhale is going to change to the navel. So we're right in the center of the belly, it feels like, right in the navel. Use this as an opportunity to really expand through your chest cavity. The breath is very focused there. Feel the breath moving from the center of the head to the navel or belly button, and from the belly button back up to the center of the head. And you're just going to feel that really expanding in your rib cage. Remember, this could be such a wonderful way to explore how your body just naturally responds. I'm really going to shorten it. So our inhale is at the center of the head. The exhale is at the heart center, right in the center of your chest. Expanding through the heart, that heart opening experience we had in our practice today. Breathing from the center of the head into the heart. And our reference point, just this slight awareness, is the connection of our mind and our heart. Heart mind coherence. Just stay with that breath, relaxing into the support that's beneath you. We're going to stay with this one until it's time to close. If you find that your awareness of your breath has drifted in some other direction, don't worry about it. Go with that new direction. If you kind of like the idea of holding into this mind heart coherence, you could stay with that. Sanskrit word shanti is peace. Oftentimes, the mantra that's used is Om Shanti. Om, remember, for those of you who've kind of done a little studying of this or heard it before, is the sound of the universe. It's our understanding of what God is and that we're bringing God and peace together. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Rest in that now. Rest in Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As you lay your palm and then other palm on top of hand, so you've stacked your hands at the heart center. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So claiming that peace for your own heart. Now, let's take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale it out with a big sigh. Ah. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out with a sound. Ah. One more like that. Ah. Inhale with me, palms will come together, up and overhead, look up. Exhale, bow at your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, let's share this peaceful energy with our communities, like a blessing to our communities of peace. Bring your hands back to the prayer position and we bow to ourselves, we bow to one another. Namaste, my friends. Thanks for joining me as always. Appreciate it.